Hello and welcome to the AFRY Management Consulting Energy podcast series called Fueling the Transition, and we focus on the decarbonisation, decentralisation and digitalisation of the energy sector in these podcasts. In today's episode, I'm very pleased to say we have someone who's been working in the energy industry for a long time and has an awful lot of experience of both regulating the energy industry and also running and operating a large utility in Austria. And that is that we have Mr. Martin Graf, who's member of the board and CFO at Energie Steiermark out of Graz. Hello, Martin.
Hi, Matt.
Hi. And with Martin and myself, we also have my colleague, Wolfgang Pospischil, who's MD in our Austrian office in Vienna. Hi, Wolfgang.
Hello.
Hi. So just perhaps before I start the questions, I'll make a small introduction of Energie Steiermark for those who don't know the company, aren't familiar so much with the company. Let's just say, start off, the revenue of the company is 1.4 billion. They have over 1,800 employees. This is a company a utility that is selling electricity, selling gas, selling heat, running a distribution grid and a gas grid. So quite a wide range of activities, and really at the core, I would say, of what needs to happen in the energy transition as we look forward. The company is jointly owned by the state of Styria and Macquarie in 75-25% ownership, respectively. So perhaps, Martin, I don't know if there's anything else you would like to add about Energie Steiermark before we get going with the questions.
I only want to add that we understand our company and our vision in the case of being partner of a green, a renewable, and also digital future. So we focus on renewables and digitalization.
Excellent, thank you. And the project we're going to talk about today comes really in an area that's right at the heart of this mixture of sustainability and digitalization. So I don't know, Martin, if you can tell us a little bit about where the project that we've done together has come from.
The project comes from our regards that digitalization is an essential basis for our company and a huge opportunity for our future. We're launching a very wide variety of projects in the digitalization. We aim to drive the development of many new products, getting more efficient, and also as a joint effort with partners from various industries, we want to foster the company's growth and the competitive edge. I think especially the structure of the project was one of the main pillars to get this project successful. And we also developed an own digitalization strategy that also measures how we take our digitalization efforts to our success in our businesses. So I think the corporate development project, we name it Digital Use Cases, was one of the main points in the last 4 years to get more efficient, to increase our operational excellence, and also to succeed in these different fields of digitalization. We focused on more than 50 projects in the first year, and more than half of the projects were already in operation by the first implementation phase. And I think we got the power of our colleagues to get new ideas, but also to succeed in the possibilities of digitalization in the different fields of our company.
Excellent. Thank you very much for that. And perhaps Wolfgang, perhaps you can go explain a little bit more about the project for us as well from the AFRY perspective.
Yeah, so therefore, I think it's important to understand that we as AFRY Management Consulting here in Austria, we are set up that part of our business is this finance valuation focus, where we run a lot of these time series concerning future energy prices, not only for Austria, but also for other 27 markets in the east of Austria. And the other area where we are strong at in Austria is pure management consulting projects. Due to also the trust Energie Steiermark has had in us, even in the time before Martin joined the company, we had a really good understanding and a good understanding of the company and had several projects there. And with Martin as CFO, when he started, I think the project gave also a good opportunity for him to have an overview about the whole company in a very short time frame, to have some kind of a technology or implementation based digitalization project or change management process, where we really ramped up also the activities in the company in a very short time frame, and also got the whole company involved, from accounting to generation distribution. So all divisions of the company were involved. And as Martin has mentioned already in just this short summary of the project, we had these 4 different phases within the project, where we had this discovery phase, where we had a deeper dive in the whole company. In a second step, together with the management, a prioritization, where we just highlighted the main activities. And as Martin mentioned, this was really a long number, a large number on the long list. And then we got quite quickly into the acceleration phase, where we realized the different projects within 1 year was the time frame. Of course, with all of them, it was possible to realize them within 1 year. And the second step is then, of course, following up, just looking at the KPIs and make the process running.
Thanks, Wolfgang, for that. And Martin, maybe in that context, you could explain a little bit more. I mean, we'll call it digital use case, because it's called digital use cases, sort of between ourselves. Really, it sounds like it's quite a wide digital and efficiency project that perhaps it's difficult to put a single name on, but we'll use digital use cases for the time being. So could you maybe give us a bit more context?
Yes, Matt, you're absolutely right. It's a very broad project in our company. So we thought that digitalization should be a natural part of our employees' everyday work. So we have to focus on their doing and how they do their work. So first step, as a board member, we had to set some objectives for our management board. So every management director in our company had the aim in 2018 to realize 2 digital use cases in detail. So they also had an economical incentive to realize this different use cases, not only to concept and to plan and to think about them. So they had to realize it. And the second main part was that many employees of us were very interested in getting their their projects and their thoughts in these cases in a broader sense in the whole group. So we forced them to pitch in different sessions their business cases, and they had to present them. And I think that was one of the main aspects in this case. The digital use cases project was constructed under 3 pillars: on the pillar of operational excellence, the pillar of developing new sales channels, and also to develop our business and get new digital business cases. And by collaborating with other market participants, also partners from totally different various industries, we also got new digital projects and services, while our company had the possibility to get more competitive and to grow in these aspects. So in detail, we had many different cases, from using drones for district heating, as well as using RPR for our book holding. So it's a very wide range of use cases with the full focus and the full transparency. How long is time to realize such a project? What are the success factors of such a project, and also what are the costs? And I think this were how we did this digital use cases, and we not only did this several years ago. No, we are now in the fourth round, so we also get our experiences in the last years and develop our digitalization projects in our company.
Thank you. What would you say were the key objectives for Energie Steiermark with this project?
The project's main objective is to support the digital transformation of all of our corporate divisions, to make measures transparent and to introduce also new and innovative solutions. As I said before, that at the beginning of each year, our managers in the management board and we as board members identify potential work and milestones and estimate resources. So the aim is to implement as many initiatives as possible within a very short project duration, which is largely limited to 1 year. So our focus is to realize projects and to get the digitalization aspects in force. Of course, there are many different additional key objectives. So if you think on our service quality and also on the customer satisfaction, or that we also furthermore thought about how we can sell different products with in totally other companies together with an online bank, for example, or with an company who provides telecommunication services. So the main aim is to get digitalization in the mind of our colleagues, that they have the possibility to focus on different aspects, and that they can work more efficiently than in the past, and also to develop new services for our clients.
So, could you? I think you gave us one example there. Could you give us, to make it more concrete, some other examples of the use cases which you identified and implemented?
Oh, there are many different ones. We had some examples in the operational excellence sector. So we developed a tariff management tool for our billing system. We implemented different chatbots for internal services, but also for our clients for questions with the billing or the service of our grids. We also made many different aspects, or we covered many aspects to digitalize our post. We also run our SAP HANA project to implement a new general ledger. That were the operational internal aspects. But of course, we also did some things in the maintenance and operations of our grids. So we implemented, for example, virtual reality in the installation of electric vehicle charging stations. We took drones, they employed in the pipeline construction. We also digitalized different internal and external processes, how we can get more information, more transparency in the field. And of course, we also focus on digital business models like the new local energy communities, where we run an storage facility within a small village to also get experiences with blockchain. So as I mentioned before, it's a very wide range of many different projects, from very small ones to really large ones, which changed also different business processes in the whole company.
I see. So it sounds like there were quite a lot of success in terms of the use cases that were identified and implemented there. When I think about the platform that is created, it's only a support tool, but the process for change management seems to be unique. Can you briefly describe its uniqueness?
So we documented and made the experiences of every digital use case transparent. And this transparency we got with the platform, which we developed together with AFRY. And our platform facilitates the transparent presentation of the project's progress and its use of resources. Additionally, it provides an overview of all of the group's digitalization activities. So everyone in the house is now able to see where which digitalization projects running, who is responsible for that, how many, how long will this take to implement the different services, how many costs are necessary to get success in this project, and of course, the most important aspect is that we also want to share these experiences not only in the group of Energie Steiermark. We also want to share this with many, many other companies to get their experiences and also to tell them how we did the different digitalization projects. Indeed, not only can you feel the added value for the company and you just for all employees, you also have to measure it. And I think that's one of the main reasons we measure every project to get also the experiences to our figures. I'm the CFO of our company, so at the end of the day, it has to get cheaper, faster, and better processes. So I think if you want that the employees accept these developments and also get them on board, you have to make it transparent. The people have to know what the projects will be, what also the projects will change in their daily business, and also how we can develop our company to the future. Especially energy companies live in a very hard competition now. We have a changing world in the energy sector because of also the energy transition to a greener and more sustainable energy supply. So we have many, many changes, and therefore our colleagues have the necessity to know how we will develop as a board of the company our uh, our Energie Steiermark in the next years. And therefore, digitalization is one of the main aims and also one of the most efficient possibilities to get our processes more efficient. So I think transparency and also the participation of every employee in the group is necessary to be successful also in future.
Wolfgang, do you have anything to add on that point?
Yeah, so maybe let's give me the chance to add the AFRY proposition in there. And AFRY is not, or AFRY Management Consulting is not really known as a big brand in change management, but I think the specific task to do this implementation and to do it as an implementation and to do the implementation within a short framework allowed us also to step in. So I think this was our big advantage and also why we built up this reputation also in the market for being able for doing something like this is because it was not only the change process, so having all the group dynamics in such a large company under control, but also getting them to implement all these changes in a very short time frame. And this can be described, in my view, in the sentence, it was a top-down impulse by the board of Energie Steiermark and especially Martin, but this top-down impulse initiated a huge bottom-up engagement. So it's really then there was, for example, an event where all the ones who were selected for in the shortlist to be the ones which ideas should be realized had the possibility to have 2 minutes to introduce it to all the others. And I think this was also broadcasted on different television sets within Energie Steiermark for a longer time period. So it really put the employee in the forefront of the whole development in a very positive mood. And this brought us, having so many people involved, of course, all to the situation to develop this platform quite quickly. And this is also something I think which made us unique in the last year, more or less, that in AFRY we have more than 2,500 IT specialists who are also focusing on IT development, and we are IT to some extent also an IT company where we could also leverage out of these new skills we have now in the AFRY group and develop this IT platform just to monitor the progress, which is one of the most important points. Once you have just made the process going, it's then the other thing is really to keep it running. And as Martin mentioned, we are now in the fourth phase, and we are just thinking about what could be the next phase look like. So this process has been ongoing for quite a while now. And also in the platform, maybe as a last point from myself to your question, Matt, is that also our product designers from in-use were involved. So we were able to really show also an interface which can really come up with the big brands in the IT industry, how it looks like. And this, of course, is also a unique possibility for us at Management Consulting to show our new capabilities we got in the AFRY group now.
So we've talked a little bit about the project there. I'm just wondering, what would you say, Martin, were the key success factors for the project? Perhaps you can start, Martin, and Wolfgang, you can jump in.
So the key project or the key objectives and the success factors were that on the one hand, the managing directors were forced to fulfill their tasks to get two or more digital use cases in their organization. The second part, as Wolfgang mentioned, was the huge engagement. It was a huge and broad process of many colleagues bottom up to develop and also to show how their skills and their know-how is able to develop digital use cases to get more efficient, to develop new services, and also to develop new business models. So I think this two pillars, the top-down pillar by the executive board to force and to ask for the development of projects and the realization of projects, and also this huge dynamic of and engagement of our colleagues were the were the success factors. And so now we are in the situation that many colleagues want to be we call it a digital ambassador. It's a function within their organization that we in the holding company can also manage the different projects also in future. The second main aspect is really this platform, because it's now fully transparent which part of the company is able to digitalize different processes, who is interested in getting more services, more use cases in this field. And I think this transparency is a main issue also in future, because we also want to learn within our company that we can use for example, RPA, not only in for bookholding, it's also possible uh, possibility in the regulatory framework or in the different aspects of grid operations. So I think the transparency is the second success factor because so we can get the different use cases down to earth. Uh, we get the possibility to develop uh, new projects, and I think it's it's also getting new ideas for their business processes. So of course, this platform is one of the main issues for the next years. Run this platform, also to develop it, and also to get more projects on this platform, to get more transparency in the different fields of digitalization. As I mentioned at the beginning of our call and of our talk, um, there are so many different fields of digitalization, as I mentioned, from drones for the district heating to small projects for book holding. So this wide range and this variety is uh, is um, is also the aspect of transparency is therefore necessary. Of course, we use this use cases to get more efficient, to save money, to get faster. And I think the colleagues are very happy to be in a company which is not only talking about digitalization. We are not only writing a digitalization strategy. No, we want to realize projects and getting them into force.
Yeah, I can only underline what Martin just said. It's also out of the AFRY perspective, it was the driving argument with us, especially with the people involved. And there I have to say that I'm extremely proud of our project team in this project. I think the kind of the project made it necessary that it had to be run by a third party to get all the different divisions together and act somehow like an catalyst in the process. I think that the strong team we should also get into the project with a really strong experiences and the track record in the utility sector, also the specific group dynamics in utilities did really a perfect job. And I think what was also important that we were working on site for most of the project. We were in direct contact not only in the platform implementation phase, but of course also before that, building up the trust also in the methodology we developed together with Energie Steiermark. And I think these were the crucial success factors out of my point of view.
And then again, to both of you, with Martin perhaps first, what are the main takeaways of the work?
I think one of the main takeaways is that we as a company we have recognized the relevance of digitalization and have developed a way of integrating the different use cases into our business processes. So you also have to consider that we as an energy company, we 20 years ago we run monopolies. So there's a huge change in our companies. There was a huge change in our companies in the last 20 years, and now we have totally new market participants. We have to deal with totally new business models, and so we also have to run change management projects in our companies, and therefore we need digitalization as help because it's important not to see digitalization as a detached island, but we have to integrate it in our existing and also in our new processes and in our business models. So I think we're expanding our company's horizon with this very successful project.
Yeah, and my experience out of this project was that this triangle we had in the past in the energy sector when liberalization started, more or less, with liberalization, sustainability, and security of supply, changed a little bit to a new triangle, which could be summarized as clean energy package, digitalization, and new way of working. And I think with this project, put we've really get more or less to the bottom of this new triangle in the energy sector, where we showed with this project that we started a process which will be difficult to stop in a very positive sense, because it creates a positive momentum in a utility, and it more or less needs a change in a far shorter time period that what Martin described, what would have been necessary in the past. This seems to be extremely important also in the utility sector.
So, Wolfgang, then what's your vision for this approach? And then perhaps you can also answer in the context of COVID. Obviously, we can't at this time ignore the pandemic. In the context of COVID, do you see such an approach and tool even more important than before?
Yeah, so I have to say that these days and in this COVID-19 period, it seems to be that it is now affecting all sectors, not only the energy utility sector. Things have to be changed faster than in the past. And if we just get back to the beginning of this dialogue, this was one of the main motivations also of this project to initiate digitalization in Energie Steiermark. And we see this now with COVID and the outcomes in this phase where we are somewhere in between and don't see the full picture by now. But what we have experienced by now is that even sectors which are very fast and just also developing and also changing their business model very fast and services very fast, like the telecom industry, has problems to be up to speed with their developments and new service offerings they have to develop, or other sectors where their supply chains got cut or changed completely. So it means a lot of changes to more or less the whole industry. And I think such approaches where you can build up a methodology which you can easily adapt and also monitor afterwards to see the success of such a change process, which have to be implemented extremely quickly, is a boost for what we have developed together with Energie Steiermark in this project. So it's not only digitalization anymore, it's just ramping up completely new business model, also due to the COVID situation. And this means that I think the approach can be handled for far more sectors than only the utility sector, or can help in more sectors. Martin outlined this already with the cooperation with other industries in the area of Styria, which is, of course, his focus. But if he just points out what kind of companies there were, from telecom companies to logistics to banks to, also there were all kinds of sectors. And there I see a big potential for this jointly developed methodology. It also creates for us, if we think now about the possible new phase together with Energie Steiermark out of the AFRY point of view, a huge possibility with our new offerings we are able now to bring to the market, which we have within the AFRY group. So when I mentioned before this new triangle, I also pointed out the new working environment. And in Austria, we have the situation that not only my team here is working in two teams, so every 2 weeks, we have the situation that many people also at Energie Steiermark work from their home office. So it means organizational, but also down to how the offices look like. And there we have a lot of references in our offices or in our branches in Denmark and Norway with our architects. We can just also communicate new service offerings out of the Nordics or any other AFRY market to a client like Energie Steiermark and create a win-win proposition and position for both of us. Another such an example could be an IT tool which we have at AFRY, which is a little bit like a computer game for the situation of roads, where if you use the app on your phone, you get some benefits, for example, and if you make a certain amount of kilometers, the phone and the app is measuring just the situation of the road, if it's very bumpy or not, and brings it back to an IT solution. And for example, if I just may think about something like this, that Energie Steiermark could offer this to the regional authorities as a feedback loop of their road situation, and just maybe also add some ideas or some possible services for their clients as a gift. So I think for us internally at AFRY, such a tool, but far more than the tool, the methodology offers us to bring all the different references to a unique system and change this with our clients all around the world. And I think we will make such an attempt in the next phase together with Energie Steiermark to make something visible. And this is for us, I think, also as an AFRY group, it's a huge progress which we made in there. And the other and the final thought I had in this context was, it means also that Energie Steiermark is a very innovative utility with many new ideas and also models. And of course, many of them are not for the public, so they are confidential and should not be shared by now. But once we get to the point that it can be shared, we could offer also within our group a potential multiplicator of such services. And maybe if we think a little bit further, not only for Energie Steiermark, but maybe also for other clients. And therefore, we could really drive our main success factor in these times where everything gets a little bit more national, is that we have this international setup still as a Nordic company with a global reach. And I think we should just bring this big advantage in these times to the market and bring this way also our service to local clients.
So it sounds like you see quite a lot of potential for the approach we've created. That's very positive, especially in the current situation. I'll ask one final question of you both, if I can, and to you, Martin, first of all. How did you find the collaboration?
I think the cooperation with Wolfgang and his team was, and I would also say is, and also will be in future, always an eye to eye and based on partnership. We together developed this approach. We try to get our projects in force, and we did this in time and in cost. And I think this external expertise from AFRY throughout this entire project was made a major contribution to today's success. So I'm always happy to cooperate with AFRY and Wolfgang and also his team, because we get new ideas, we get new approaches, and as a regional energy supplier in Austria, we also get the international experiences in our projects. So yeah, I'm very happy to cooperate, and will this? We also will cooperate in future, and will be happy to find new approaches to get also our company and our businesses more efficient, more productive, and get more success in our business and in the future. So I'm very happy to cooperate.
Yeah, also from my side, thank you. I'm really honored about what you just said. We, and not only me, we here feel also this collaboration with you as a partnership. Where we have the chance to bring in our ideas and have a very strong realization partner, and who is really implementing many new ideas in the market. And I hope we can also contribute for the further growth of your company and develop it further. So thank you very much for your kind words.
Excellent. Well, thank you both very much for joining me today. I think that was fascinating to see how we can take this methodology, this approach, this platform into the future and really understand the heart of digitalization in the utilities space. So I say thank you both very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I would also say please do subscribe to the usual channels to get more from AFRY Management Consulting and more podcasts. And I hope to speak to you again. Thank you.